Okay, so this person just asked, what if I actually have nauseousness? What if it's not created in my head because of emetophobia? What if it's something like I have or like she has that is a chronic illness? What if you have nauseousness, but it's not coming from your head? What if it's real? Is that a reason for alarm? Well, no, it's absolutely not, because it doesn't really matter where it's generated from. Of course, it matters in terms of if I'm generating it myself with my own thoughts, I can stop it. But at the end of the day, what really matters is, can you cope with discomfort? Can you cope with things that you'd rather avoid, you'd prefer not to happen? You have to accept and confront the brutal fact of your reality, at least at this point, that it's happening. So that could be from a migraine or something. Now, does that mean you're a victim to it? Not necessarily. There's a lot of internal things that you can do. So if you're suffering from genuine nauseousness feelings, you can always look into the medical reason why and ask yourself, what can I do? What is in my control? You see, if you genuinely have a headache and it really reached the point of just intolerable, is it wrong to take an ibuprofen? No, that does not mean you have a phobia of a headache, right? So it's the same thing with nauseousness. Now, do emetophobes tend to way overuse their Zofran? Absolutely, they tend to abuse it actually. So I am not saying that that's a good thing. I'm simply saying if you actually have something like motion sickness on a plane, it's okay to take a Dramamine, right? Or a boat, it's okay to take a Tylenol if you have a headache. And if you're truly vomiting, it's okay to take a Zofran. We don't have to be a perfectionist about it. That's just mitigation, which is part of coping. That's up to you to discern whether you're generating phobic avoidance thoughts or you're just thinking about it like everything else in life. You can also think of it as an opportunity to grow your coping skills, because there's a lot of things in life that are hard to tolerate, that are uncomfortable. I remember when I listened to that one podcast with Rob Kelly when he was talking about having COVID for 2 weeks, and I was like, oh, okay, that's relatable, because I get sick for about 2 weeks at a time. And it's frustrating. It usually comes at the wrong time, like he says, but it is what it is. Sometimes we can't avoid it. We're just living our lives, and that's okay. The question is, how do you tolerate things like that? Can you laugh about it? Can you distract yourself? I've actually found that if I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, sometimes taking clients anyway is a really great distraction. You can challenge or you can distract, and sometimes distraction is a great thing. I would say if you're nauseous, utilize some distraction. If it's all the time, like a client I had that had vertigo, I know that's terrible. I know it's really hard, but until you figure out why it's happening, you've got to cope and tolerate. I hope that's helpful.